All right. Well, off and rolling. All right. Good evening or afternoon or morning, depending on when you're listening to this replay. And for those who are going to join us, welcome to tonight's team call. I hope everybody is doing well. And yeah, I just want to put that out there. And we're going to talk a little bit about what you have in your network marketing business within Young Living. I want to talk about and set certain expectations, especially when it comes to this business, just to kind of help frame everything for you guys so that you understand not only what you have, but um, so you can see a little bit of what the grind is and what comes along with it. So this is actually a slideshow presentation that we have done before offline, and I thought I'd share it with you guys tonight. It's some of the truths and busting some of the myths about network marketing, and kind of inoculating you and preparing you for certain landmines you might end up crossing. So I'm going to go ahead and share my, and we'll get started. Alrighty. All right. So hopefully everyone can see that. Give me a shout in the comments if you can. I'm going to see if I can follow along here. See if I see what you guys see. All right, cool. All right, so I titled this one, I've tried one of those things before, but mostly because, network marketing has not been what's around for a while. At some point, most people have probably had some sort of interaction with network marketing in the past, and maybe it's either left a bad taste in their mouth, or maybe they found that they didn't have very much success. And so we all know that Young Living is different. But there's sometimes the baggage that we carry, maybe from the previous time that we've tried it before in the past, that we might bring over to this business. And I want to let you guys know that this is different and help you understand a little bit as to why. So let's move on. One thing I want people to understand is um, there's this common belief system that network marketing is something that happens overnight. A lot of the success stories that you hear within network marketing, it's like, oh, you hear about the people that I recruited 200 people in 30 days and went silver in 3 months. I went diamond in a year. And one thing I want to let people know that those are the exceptions and not the rules. One thing about our industry, I do feel like it is sensationalized quite a bit, and people don't really understand that it takes time to build your business, especially if you want to have stability, if you want to have longevity. And so that's going to require some type of investment. So with this slide here, it really is just asking you a question. Do you want to invest 4 years into your career or 40 years? And for most people here in the United States, the traditional route of making money is to do your career for 40 years and then retire and live off probably half of what you were making before, which wasn't enough in the first place. So the idea behind the 4-year career says that maybe instead of looking at going to school for 4 years and investing our money, maybe taking out student loans, maybe look at business as a 4-year career. And I'm not just saying network marketing, but I'm saying business in general as a 4-year career, because you have to understand the intricacies of a business just like you would any other profession. And so it's just a matter of how much time do you want to invest. Now, I'm not knocking a person that wants to work 40 years and then retire off of their pension or their savings, but understand that you have the ability to compound a lot of those years if you are willing to give network marketing, the network marketing business model, 4 years of commitment, just as you would a 4-year university. All right. So this is one of my other favorite slides. Everyone probably knows who this is. This is Albert Einstein making silly faces. He was known for being probably a little bit out of the box, so to speak, but no one can argue with the fact that um, most of what he designed worked, right? And why is that? Well, usually he didn't do the same things over and over again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. To be honest, that is crazy. I would say, sorry if it sounds offensive, but I mean, if we do the same thing over and over again, we're going to get the same results. It's just science, right? So in order for things to be different, we have to change certain things. So if in the past uh, 15, 20 years, you have been struggling and you don't understand why you've been struggling, look at what has been occurring. Have you been doing different things? Or are we doing the same thing year after year after year and wondering why our business is not growing, why our lifestyle is not changing, why we're not more successful, why we're not better off? We have to make changes. A huge part of that is your personal growth and development. And so I encourage people to also read, work on yourself, work on your personal development, because as you change, you're going to see your business change and you're going to see more success and more growth. All right. So let's talk a little bit about why would a person choose a network marketing business? Most people who are financially successful, they recognize the power of a network marketing business. And there's a couple key things that I want people to take away from this. Uh, let's start with the very first one there. So the very first one is you can build it part-time and anytime. Now, I want people to understand the beauty of building something part-time, because sometimes we get in our minds that I'm going to start this business and then I got to immediately transition over. I got to leave my job tomorrow, and this is what I'm going to work on or focus on 100% of the time. But the beauty of having something that you work on part-time, that income that you make off of what you build part-time adds to your full-time income. So there's a difference between having $500 or $1,000 and building an additional $500 or $1,000. Most people, if you have an additional $500 every month or additional $1,000 every month, uh, that can take off a car payment off of your little bit of weight off your shoulders. If you've been wanting to take a vacation, you haven't been able to afford one in a very long time, that can help to pay for a vacation. Maybe you need help supplementing paying bills. That can help supplement paying bills. So that's the beauty of having something part-time. It's not replacing the time that you spend on your 9 to 5, but it's adding to it, and you can work at any time. The main thing with that is you just have to be consistent. So you can make your own schedule when starting network marketing. Another benefit is you can build it from anywhere. So that vacation that I talked about that you haven't been able to take, not saying you want to work on vacation, but you could literally work from the beach if just as long as there's Wi-Fi, right? Especially nowadays because of how the internet is and e-commerce in general. So you don't have to drive to and from and commute every day for your work. You can choose what your work environment looks like. Number three, you can launch for as little as $500 to $1,000. Now, Young Living is even cheaper than that, right? It costs $160 to get your kit, and then $100 for you to maintain and get paid on all your commissions. The average business costs significantly more than that. And I think that's sometimes why we discount the power of network marketing, is just because it costs so little to get in. But having the ability to launch something that can pay you and your family for generations to come and build residual income, build additional income, is powerful for not having to invest a lot of money up front. Another thing is you're in business for yourself, but remember, you're not in business by yourself. One of the big things with network marketing that I love is building a sense of community and being around other like-minded individuals. So you have people who are all trying to progress and have a similar goal. Maybe their reason for attaining that goal is different, but you're around like-minded individuals, and it kind of partners with the next point that talks about having business partners who have a vested interest in your success. So you're around people that want to see you succeed, because the more that that you succeed, they succeed as well. So they they have a vested interest. They care about how well you do in this business. They have some stake in it when you come aboard. The next point is you can create enough tax deductions to make it worthwhile. Now, I always encourage people, because I am not a CPA or a professional accountant. Um, get an accountant and ask them how beneficial or how much you can take in tax deductions. It is worth way more than it costs to get started in this business. And if you do it for that reason alone, it's more than worthwhile. I'll leave it at that. And then, contrary to most places, you can learn it while you're earning. I look at it almost like an apprenticeship, right? So you're working and you're getting paid on your efforts. Maybe you're not making a lot of money in the beginning, but the longer that you learn to, the longer you do it, the better you become. Your income starts to go up, right? So now you go from maybe earning a couple $100, $500, $1,000, $5,000 a month in additional income as you get better. And there's no waiting to start earning money. You can start earning money right away. And then realize that with time and success, your income will be produced by hundreds, perhaps thousands of individuals. So it's not going back to our point that we made before. You're not in business by yourself. Your business and your income is being produced by hundreds or maybe thousands of people, all putting in a little bit. And it takes time to build that, but that's when you really build residual or passive income, where everyone is putting in their share, and the more hands make the workload light, right? So many benefits to having a network marketing business. So let's dispel some of the myths that many people have about network marketing. Maybe you've encountered some when talking to individuals about the business. Myth number one, getting in on the ground floor is the best path to success in a network marketing company. Usually in traditional business, that might be the case. In network marketing, I find that it's typically not. The nice thing about getting in at network marketing, there's always room for growth. Usually if you're in the building, if you get into a company in the building phase, they're still working out the bugs and the kinks. They're still developing systems. So most people would probably agree that those who started Young Living 20 years ago, it's way easier to build a business now than it was back then, right? So you do not have to get in on the ground floor. Myth number two, network marketing is an opportunity for someone who is not doing well financially to make a lot of money. I hate to break it to you, that's just simply not true. We have found that in this business, most people who are successful in life and good with their money before they come across a network marketing business or are presented with something like this, those are typically the ones who will do well in this business. If you struggle with finances before getting involved, if you struggle being successful and following through with things in life, it's going to take you either a very long time because you have to develop those habits, but it's just you're not going to be able to make a lot of money right off the bat. So I want to get that out there and make that abundantly clear that you have to change and make those changes in order for you to see the benefits. Myth number three, network marketers succeed by being in the right place at the right time. Simply not true. It's not like the lottery, so to speak, or it's not like Publishers Clearinghouse that would drop off $1 million check because you were in the right place at the right time. It takes hard work and dedication for you to be successful in this business. And myth number four, the big guys make all their money off of the little guy. Like we mentioned, that's not true either. It's a bunch of people putting in a little bit of hard work. And the nice thing about network marketing is you can sign up somebody underneath you who does and makes more money than you do. Why? Because they simply work harder. So this truly is a business that your check is a reflection of how hard you work in this industry. So it's not like someone is sitting back waiting to make a profit off of you. All right. So this simply just explains the difference between sales and network marketing. Sometimes people believe that they're getting in network marketing because it's sometimes referred to as direct sales. But I want people to understand that even though I'm going to be honest, there is some selling involved, right? There's a transaction. It is different than traditional sales. So you have traditional sales where you have full-time employee or full-time, you have salespeople, employees, quotas, protected territories because you don't want anyone encroaching. They usually get paid off of commission, so you don't want anybody to take away from that. Whereas network marketing, once again, we mentioned that you can work it part-time. So you don't have to necessarily in the beginning make it your full-time job. You build customers as opposed to salespeople that you work with, and people who decide to build a business, they are volunteers. So they do not work for you, they work with you. Another benefit there as well. There's many incentives to help people to push forward within their business, as opposed to having quotas that people find impossible to meet. And then there's no territories. So remember I said you can work this business from anywhere. Young Living is in many countries now. You can work your business from almost anywhere. You don't have to confine it just to where you stay. I encourage people to build businesses in other states and other countries because you're just going to be more successful in the long run. So this shows at the bottom here the difference to sell $1 million. The salesperson might have 100 people that are each selling $10,000 worth of merchandise to meet 1 million, whereas the network marketing model says, let's get 10,000 volunteers to each sell 100. And that might even be them using it personally to build $1 million worth of revenue. Once again, many hands can workload like. Oh, let's go back one more. All right. So what to look for in a good network marketing business? I'm not going to lie. I should have probably put this on the earlier in the slide, but there are some bum companies out there. There are some companies that are set up like quote unquote pyramid schemes, and that's where network marketing gets that bad rep from. But if you look for a reputable company and you know what to look for, then you will not be taken advantage of. So number one, the first thing to look for is a great product, something that you would buy and use whether you were a distributor or not. I'm sure for many people who are joining us on this call or listening to the replay, you love Young Living's products. You would use it whether you are a distributor because you care about the product, you care about the company, and it just gels with you. Another thing to look for is look at the company. Are they ethical and trustworthy in business practices? Young Living has been nothing but that throughout the years. And even though some other companies have tried to take advantage of that, Young Living has always been that ethical, trustworthy company. That was one of the things that Gary really pushed for when he was alive. What about your upline? Who do you want to partner with? I mean, that's the nice thing about being in this business is you can choose who you work with. You can choose who you want your upline to be. You can choose whether to sign up with someone or not. You can choose who you want your downline to be. So when we talk about creating that sense of community, you can choose who's in that community. And then lastly, your intuition. You know when something doesn't feel right. And so ask yourself that question. And as you're presenting something like Young Living to other individuals, they know the same thing as well. They know what their values are. If Young Living is a good fit for their values, they're going to gel very well within our community and within the company. If not, it may not be for them. And that's okay. We're not looking for everybody. You're looking for the people that are looking for you and what you have to offer. So if it matches their values, usually a person will be on board. I think I skipped a page. Hold on. I got to go back. I did skip a page. Couple pages there. Okay. So let's go back really quickly. So here's the 4 cornerstones of a network marketing business in the 4-year career is people. You need a lot of people each doing a little.
and you want those people to love the product that they are telling other people about. So once again, we talked about having a passion. Would you use the product whether you were a distributor or not? Asset income. So you have a percentage of sales that are made and paid out to distributors, where typical business says, hey, we have an advertising and marketing budget. We're going to pay and get billboards. We're going to pay for commercials. We're going to pay all millions of dollars to get our name out there. Network marketing, the model says instead of paying that money to billboards and ads companies, we're going to pay that to our distributors. That's where your comp plan comes from. That's why the comp plan is so lucrative because you have a bunch of people through word of mouth marketing, which has been uh, tested, tried, and true that most people trust. Reviews and things that they hear from their friends and family than they do from a billboard, really working for you. And then once again, like we mentioned, you have the ability to build residual income. So for those who don't know what residual income is, that is money that you've done a job or you've done something once and you continue to get paid on it over and over and over again. Stevie Baggs Jr., buddy of mine, um, says that he looks for Swiss cheese, and that's what is it? Sales while I sleep soundly. So that is the nice thing about having residual income. That check from Young Living that you built continues to come in whether you're working your business or not, and that's when you establish a strong business. And I think that's all what we're looking for, right? At some point, is to have money coming in, um, so that we can have the time to invest in the things that we really care about. All right. So this slide here, I really want people to understand that it takes massive momentum to get to the point where your business is just rolling. And it is going to be hard in the beginning. Um, it takes, that's why they say it takes serious effort. I like this illustration because you have the person who's pushing the car uphill and you see it looks like a little smart car. And even though that car is little, it still takes great effort for that person to push that car up the hill. That's usually when you're first launching your business. So um, there might be a lot of getting a lot of people saying no, babysitting a lot of your new people, doing a lot of hand holding in the beginning, showing them really how this works. There may be some tireless nights or hard struggles that you may have. But as you continue to push, you'll get here to the middle where there's less effort, but you still can't let off the gas. But it becomes a little bit easier. You're rolling. That's your 2 to 4 year mark as you continue to develop those skills that will make you into a professional network marketer. So much so that by the time you get to this last one here, you're ready to hop in the car and enjoy the ride, right? That's when your income becomes residual. You all that hard work that you've done has paid off, and now you're living off of the residual income. You're probably retired from your secular 9 to 5 job and enjoying the fruitages of your labor. So just keep that in mind that it's going to be hard in the beginning, but on the other side of the hill is well worth it if you apply yourself. So I really want to stress that. So think about what would you like your life to look like in 4 years from now. This picture that I took of my wife was actually um, when we were in Salt Lake City last year, and we went hiking. You can see the valley off in the distance, and we were up in the mountains a little bit, and it was a little bit of a tough hike. Um, but when she turned around and saw the view and saw how far we had hiked up, it was well worth it. So this business is very much the same. Think about where would you like to be 4 years from now. It's going to be hard work to get there, but if you keep your head down and keep working, you're going to turn around and it's going to be like that valley in the distance. You're going to see how far you've come, and you're going to see just how well you're doing. So think about that. And that is it for that presentation. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And there we go. So we're back. So yeah, I want to stress that if you are within this business's organization, our team, or what have you, you have made a good decision. It is a great investment to be in a 4-year career and reap the benefits of your hard work. So everyone continue. If you're struggling with something, feel free to always reach out to your upline or one of us. Maybe there might be something that one of us can help you with. That's the power of being in this business, right? Um, so yeah, I want to put that out there, and I want to thank those for listening. I'm going to kick it over to Sheena. She's on the call. She's got some stuff she wants to fill in, and then I think we're going to talk about events, if I'm correct. So, Tashina, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I just want to reiterate a couple of things. One, the whole 4-year career thing, I think that's super, super crucial because me having a business administration degree, I recall them telling us that all small businesses are red until year 5. That's when you can expect for something to happen. So that's very, very true. And I think that the tax benefits too, as a person that has a high income, like I can't even explain. I mean, every vacation that I'm going on this year is tax deductible. Like, so that puts so much less pressure if you save up exactly what you need and you can do everything that you need to do. I mean, everything I did on the cruise was networking. I was specifically looking for, like, every day I had a luncheon either with people of my same religion so that we could hash out some things and talk about how to work the business and still maintain our focus, or I was meeting with some of the VPs or directors of certain countries. Like every day I did something for my business when I was on the cruise, without a doubt, but I had so much fun. And then we're going to Salt Lake City. It's going to be all tax deductible. I'm starting my trip to Europe by visiting the farm in Croatia, which makes that flight and most of my trip also tax deductible. And then in my gifts that I'm handing to everyone, they're going to get a little sample of lavender. So everywhere I'm going to be advertising. So to have every vacation be tax deductible is a game changer in itself. And then lastly, the whole direct sales, that's something to really understand clearly as well, because some people actually do work their network marketing business as a direct sales, just like an insurance agent would do. And that is a way for you to go super slow. So there's some companies that because they are so product based, a lot of people get caught up in that very easily, like say Tupperware, or like if I'm doing a bag or purse thing, right? Like I have physical products, so my job is to move the product. And some people can do that with Young Living too. They can focus so much on selling the oils rather than selling the lifestyle and meeting people's needs that they get themselves actually stuck, because you really do want to change people's lifestyles and get them set up with their premium starter kit and then with them being on Essential Rewards. So that was what I wanted to add to the presentation. I love that presentation. I stole it and did it in Spanish for one of my business presentations for a rally. So good information. I think this presentation and last week's presentation like helps change your mindset of what network marketing truly is. So then there's a lot of stuff that's actually going on that I've been working on the sidelines with different people. So, and this is going to be specific, but probably affect every team in some way, somehow. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows, if you are a Spanish speaker that is part of the Young Living family, that at convention there is a luncheon for you to attend. That's on Wednesday. So if you need that information, then let me know. And then we're also working on an African American type, equal type meetup right now. So it may be a breakfast, depending on how timing works. It may be a luncheon, but I've had really good conversations with the leadership, and we're working on getting that together and finalized. And so some of the things that we're going to do on that is, understand the market really when it comes to Young Living. Like, what is the buying power and where do we sit? right now. Like, how many African Americans are in Young Living? How many do we have at each rank? And then set some goals from there. The other thing that I've requested is having a leaders panel there. So you mentioned Stevie Baggs. Like, I want him to be on the leader panel because he's a good person that knows and is working on changing mindset, plus however many African American diamonds there are. Some open discussion of struggles that people have had, and hear from people that are successful and have worked through those and what they've done. So sharing of best practices, and then also just sharing of tools. So some networking, like 30 minutes of networking, and people saying, hey, I do this on my YouTube. Hey, I do this. So that we know what's out there to share when it comes to graphics and things of that nature. So that is something that I've been working on since the cruise, really. And I just realized that I haven't shared it with a lot of teammates. So probably everyone that's listening to this call at least has an African American or a Spanish speaking person on their team somewhere if they go down far enough. So I just want to share that to make sure that you guys knew that that was happening. It's member driven, but we're using the resources of corporate and the knowledge that they have to bring everyone together and to get the statistics and go from there so that we can all move forward and work together and rank up in the future.
All right, cool. So that sounds like some nice things to look forward to, especially for everyone going to convention. We only have a couple of weeks left. I think a little under 3 weeks left till convention. So I'm super excited. I know people on our team are super excited, and we're looking forward to seeing. We're looking forward to seeing those individuals there. So before I close out the call, let's talk events. If there's anything else that needs to be mentioned. I do want to make everyone aware that I am doing the last part of my financial empowerment series tomorrow, Monday, the 1st. Tomorrow's July 1st. Wow. 7 o'clock on this channel, because I feel like it goes hand in hand with having a successful network marketing business, like we mentioned. A person who is not good with their finances and a successful person before network marketing is introduced to them usually might struggle. So I want to give people the tools and help them to understand how finances work and how they can make the best of what they're making. So that will be tomorrow at 7 o'clock, July 1st on this channel. Tashina, was there anything else that you wanted to mention? Was there any other events for this week?
Sunday, normal time, we're going to have our property, which is also my housewarming. So for friends and family, my house and see my new place. But we also rented the clubhouse, and we're going to have our usual things that we do for our spa party. So the address for that is 2377 Mulberry Square in Bloomfield Hills. And then after that, our next class is, I think, the second Tuesday of August at the Rusty Bucket, just because we're going to be concentrating on enjoying ourselves while we're at convention and implementing some things and setting up some systems. But those are the two classes that we have coming up.
Okay, cool. And then just to make everyone aware, because we have a lot of things leading up to convention and then we'll be gone, there will not be a call on Sunday for the next 3 weeks, correct, Tashina?
Correct. Next 3 weeks.
So we will be on a little bit of a hiatus, but we'll have some good information coming back from convention and things to share. So we're looking forward to that. So ordinarily I would say see you guys next week on our call, but I will see you guys in 3 weeks. Everyone take care, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Good night.